The first shots had been fired, and 100 years ago this year, the world was brought into war. It was a war that greatly impacted Lancashire. As Stephen Bull, the curator of the Lancashire Goes to War exhibition at the Museum of Lancashire, told me, the county also impacted on the conflict.
Lancashire was very deeply affected by the First World War, and conversely I would claim that the North West made a significant contribution to Britain's war effort in the First World War. There were in excess of 200 infantry battalions, for example, raised in the North West. And when you think that a single infantry battalion is about 1,000 men, that's an awful lot of people in the army at any given moment. And given the numbers killed, wounded, and the turnover within those battalions, the numbers of men involved from Lancashire actually in the war were very significant. And when you look at the industrial effort, things like shell filling, there were very large factories in the North West.
But it wasn't just factories. The railway industry rocketed as well, as local historian Alan Inglishby told me how at Preston train station it became infamous, but not simply for its railway might.
All the young soldiers and sailors going off to war, they got a very good moral booster at this railway station at Preston. They got tea, coffee, sandwiches, all for free. Preston ran a free buffet for all those servicemen going off to war. And as you can imagine, that really was a good moral booster. And also for those who survived it, coming back as well.
100 years on, the city of that moral boosting station has been active in marking the anniversary, as Deborah Walker from Preston City Council explains.
Well, one of the main things we've done is Preston Remembers, which is HLF funded bid, which got the capital to renovate the cenotaph, which is one of the best in the country. And when you do that, you can put in for an activity plan. So we've got a 3-year learning and participation plan, just to kind of raise awareness of this year and the following years, commemorate all the different battles. But also we've got a focal point with the cenotaph.
And how did that Preston Remembers project initially come around?
Preston kind of was one of the first to realise that we needed to do things now to be ready for this year. So they put their bid in 2 or 3 years ago and realised that if they were going to renovate the cenotaph, that had to be done before this year. And then we celebrated those renovations last year with some amazing projections.
Over the next 4 years, tributes will continue for those who fell in the War of 1914 to 1918. The war to end all wars. Ben Ward, Radio UCLan.